So hello and welcome. Today we're going to have a look at how we can use the API for the admin in GoAnywhere to create a web user, not using the interface but using the API functionality that we have within GoAnywhere. So at the moment you can see my login to the administration screen for GoAnywhere. So if I just go ahead and log in, okay, so we'll just wait for this to log in. Okay, there we go. So we can see our standard interface that we normally expect to see. Now, in order to be able to access the API within GoAnywhere, today we're going to use what's called the admin API key. And the admin API key can be accessed by an administrator here. We can see we've got API keys. So what we've done, I've already gone ahead and created an API key called test. When you create an API key, you can set it to expire on a certain date and time. You can see who's expired it, etc. Okay, so we're going to use the API as part of the functionality to add a web user account easily. And it basically illustrates how you can automate the creation of users or other functionality you might normally do through the administration interface, but using the API. The system supports the command line, it supports SOAP APIs and also REST APIs. Today we're going to be using the REST APIs. So we have a look at our existing web users that we have on our system. We see we've got a few created on here. We're going to go ahead and create a user, and we're going to use web user template when we create users. So if we have a look here, we can see we've got one existing web user template. And this will define some defaults, and if we supply this user template when we create a web user, or we use this within the API, this will automate some of the parameters. So we have a look here, we can see we've got this template set up. It's got the default name, we can set the authentication, users, groups, folders, etc., features. Okay, now when we then use the API, I'm going to use a command line tool today called curl, which will allow me to issue a series of JSON commands, which will then create the web user for me. So if I just go ahead and bring in a terminal, now I've already gone ahead and pre-formatted this command. So we can see here we've got our curl command. We've got the endpoint we're connecting to for our server, which is web users. We're going to be doing a post, so we're going to be posting information to this endpoint. And then we've defined several headers. So we've got our authorization bearer, which is actually our API key we created as the admin user. And then we're going to define the body or the parameters we're going to add or send to the server to say, create me this user. So we've got a username, N. Williams. We're going to be using the web user template. We've got a first name, last name, email address, and we've defined here just a simple clear text password. If you consult the API document for GoAnywhere, there are more extensive methods of creating different types of encrypted passwords, but as a basic example here today, we're just going to use a clear text password. Okay, and then finally we've got some accept headers, so we've got like JSON and content type. So if I go ahead now and issue that command, okay, we can see now that was issued. Our curl command connected to the server, posted the information, and has now returned the prompt. So that command has finished. Now, if we now go back to GoAnywhere and we look at the web users we've got available, we can now see that we've actually created our web user account called N. Williams. And if we go and edit this user, we can then see the details that we submitted. So we added in a first name, last name, email address, etc. Authentication has been set, groups, features, etc. that were defined as part of the template. So as you can see, it's very easy, very straightforward to automate adding users to GoAnywhere just using the REST API that we've got available here. Then after, if you want to be secure and you want to remove any API keys you may have added for a particular administration user, I can then simply go to here and I can then delete that key. So we're able then to time out keys and also delete keys while still maintaining the same web administration user login. Anyway, thank you for your time today, and watch out for more in our series as we use and illustrate some more of the features of GoAnywhere's REST APIs to then use more advanced features such as updating users, deleting users, and then ultimately moving on to illustrate how we can create and initiate projects, and also submit information to forms using the REST API. Thank you.